Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 times teachers freaked out. In school, a hobby for many students is to annoy their teachers. Teachers are often used to this and keep their cool, but here are some times when teachers lost their cool and freaked out, caught on camera. Before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to my new channel, The Crafty. There's a link in the top right corner, so definitely be sure to check it out. Coming in at number 10 is chicken. One thing a lot of students like to do is eat in class. Eat. You're not supposed to, but who doesn't occasionally chew some gum or eat a bag of chips while in class? However, one thing you don't see every day is someone eating a KFC family-sized bucket of chicken in class. And things really don't help if you start throwing chicken at your classmates and causing a disturbance. This is exactly what happened at a school in Russia. A guy was messing around and throwing chicken at his classmates. He was eating a huge KFC bucket in class for some reason and was also annoying the girl he was sitting next to. He may have thought he was safe because he was in the upper level of the auditorium, but this didn't stop his professor from marching up the stairs and shocking the entire class. He took the kid's bucket and poured the chicken all over him, leaving the annoying student with a beautiful KFC hat. This is one no-nonsense teacher who's actually pretty awesome for doing this.
Слушай, ну ты отжег, конечно, вечерком вчера. Ирка, ты вообще... Смотри, ничего снимать, короче, сейчас я расскажу. Ирка! Еще так.
Next up is phone. This one happened at a school in China. Looking at the teacher, you may not assume that a little old woman would do any harm, but it turns out she's one of the most mad teachers on this list. She was trying to teach when a student was very rudely taking a phone call right in front of her. This is very rude, and in most cases, the student would get his phone confiscated and then a detention. But this lady seems to like taking a more hands-on approach to things and simply grabs his phone. She then throws it hard on the floor, smashing it into hundreds of little pieces. The other students in the class then scream as they weren't expecting it either. And the student whose phone it was looks stunned too. Hey, at least he's finally paying attention. I'm not sure about all the teachers on this list, but I think this teacher may have actually been justified. What do you think? Next up is band practice. We all know the band teacher in The Simpsons who despises how his students play. Well, it seems the same is true for this real-life teacher. One band teacher was trying to make an announcement when one of his violin players in the band wouldn't stop playing. Naturally, he then grabs the kid's violin and throws it on the floor, breaking it into tons of pieces. But he isn't finished yet. He then takes the kid's bow and breaks it in half like he's Happy Gilmore. This is one seriously angry teacher who I and many others think went way too far. And in case you guys don't know, violins cost around $2,000 minimum, so this guy wasted a ton of money too. Do you think this teacher overreacted? I have to say I do.
Stop talking.
Next up is, can I take this? This is another case of a student on their cell phone, but this one is slightly different as you may feel a little sorry for the student. We've all been there when you forget to mute your phone in class or at a meeting and it goes off. It's super embarrassing, but you can usually just turn it off and be done with it. However, one student in India got a phone call from their mom, so they answered it and told her she was in class and couldn't talk. However, her angry teacher saw this and thought she was rudely chatting, so he grabbed her phone. He then threw it onto the ground, smashing it. And unfortunately, the entire class started laughing. This girl must be very unpopular with her class. Do you think this teacher went too far, seeing as the girl was trying to say she couldn't talk? Or like this girl's class, do you think she got what she deserved?
Realizar essa variabilidade, correto? Então olha só, presta atenção, porque a gente aqui não pode dar mole em uma situação como essa.
Next up is Waspy. We all remember the insanity that broke out whenever a wasp would enter a classroom. Students like to overreact when this happens just for the fun of it. But one science teacher didn't want this to happen, so he used the opportunity of a wasp entering the room to teach his class some chemistry. He used an aerosol spray and a lighter to create an awesome fireball to get rid of the wasp. Not only did he teach his students chemistry, in this case about flammable substances, but it also prevented the class going wild over a wasp flying around. This is one teacher who may be a little crazy to do something like this, but at the same time is pretty awesome. I just wonder how big the burn mark on the ceiling was after this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's coming out of your paycheck, Teach. Next up is flip phone. This is yet another example of why you should never bring a flip phone into class. One guy named Skylar, isn't that a girl's name, kept texting while in class, even though his teacher asked him not too many times. His teacher told him to give him the phone, probably just to confiscate it. But Skylar said no, and the teacher got mad. Eventually, when Skylar finally handed over the phone, the teacher got payback by slamming it onto the table, breaking it in half. Should teachers destroy students' property for using it in class? Some would say no, but others say the teachers did warn him a bunch of times before this happened. Who's in the wrong here, Skylar or the savage teacher?
What?
Dude, check this out.
Give me the phone. What phone? Scott, I'm in the middle of teaching a lesson. Just give me the phone.
I'm not doing anything,
You want to go to PRC?
I'm paying attention.
Scott, give me the phone now. Come on.
Let's
go.
Can I at least have it back after class?
I don't have time for this. You can't have this. Who are you texting?
Nobody. You can see I was just turning it off.
Take your phone back, Skylar. Okay, so...
Next up is bathroom. This is a funny teacher who got really mad at a student. One thing high school bathrooms are known for is kids going into them to smoke. They think it's somewhere out of the way where they won't get caught, but clearly this isn't the case. One teacher caught one of his female students smoking in the bathroom. Instead of barging in or shouting her name, he went for the surprise method. He sat outside the bathroom until she was done so he could suspend her. Not only that, he got another student to take his photo of him doing this and uploaded it to Twitter. The image went viral and got thousands of likes and retweets. Some say this teacher is harsh for embarrassing this kid online, but then again, he does have a good sense of humor. Have you ever done what this girl is doing in your school's bathroom? And if so, did you get caught? Coming up next is shut up. This is something we've all seen or experienced before. Sometimes it can be scary, awkward, or funny. And that is when a teacher quite simply rages against somebody in class. This one class was annoying a female teacher when she got really mad. She then decided to recreate the famous shut up scene from Breaking Bad.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
But seriously, this teacher got super mad at her students and yelled at them to shut up. However, it appears the students didn't mind too much as they kept laughing. I have to say, even though she did go kinda crazy, I do feel bad for the teacher in this case. Do you think she should have raged, or is this her class's fault?
Shut up! Shut up!
Next up is wake up call. We've all seen it and some of us may have even done it. When there's an early class going on like the first lesson of the day, it's not uncommon to see students sleeping in class. This usually results in the teacher yelling at the student to wake up. But one teacher has a far more creative and crazy approach. One guy was sleeping during class and his friends began making fun of him by poking him with pens and filming him. The teacher then noticed this and realized the student was asleep. He then said hello to wake the student up, and then suddenly he freaked out. He began screaming and grabbed a fire extinguisher. He then proceeded to blow foam all over the guy, definitely waking him up. The guy was so stunned he fell out of his seat. Talk about a rude awakening. And by the looks of it, the rest of the class are equally as shocked as the tired student. Was this teacher justified in doing this, or is he going way overboard? Next up is no phone policy. In most classrooms, you're not supposed to use your mobile phone. Usually teachers get pretty mad about this and yell at the student who's using it to put their phone away. Or sometimes the teacher may even confiscate the phone for a while. Well, when this teacher saw one of his students texting on his phone in class, he remained calm but extreme at the same time. He calmly walked over and said to the student he has a very clear no phones policy. He then took the phone and the student likely thought he was confiscating it, but it gets much worse. The teacher then proceeds to snap the flip phone in half, just like in Breaking Bad. But as if that wasn't enough, he puts the broken cell phone in his glass of water. Was this teacher right to damage the student's property because of his rule? Some say this teacher is hilarious, while others say he's going way too far. What do you think?
Hey, Robbie.
Check out the poll in the top right corner to vote for the best teacher freakout. And as I mentioned at the beginning of this video guys, check out my new channel The Crafty. There's amazing videos, and if you comment on the latest Crafty video saying you subscribed, you'll get a shout out at the end of the next top 10s video. There's some shout outs on screen right now, so if you want one like this, then simply comment saying you subscribed. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now, leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.